LaPorte Historic Preservation Commission meeting for Wednesday, February 19th at 5:30. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Got a new flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, super duper. Well, we're gonna take our time to give Deb a few extra minutes to get here because she is driving from South Bend, and she said the traffic was terrible. So let's start out with a roll call. Krista Hurley King.
Here.
Fonda Owens, treasurer.
Here.
Peter Steele.
Here.
And of course, we have David Heinold, our city planner, joining us, as well as Mr. Drew Buchanan. First up is approval of the meeting minutes from January 22nd, 2025. So that's in your first two pages. Just take a moment to review them. Just need someone to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Fonda. All in favor of approving the minutes as submitted for January 22nd, 2025, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting minutes are approved. I don't think we have any correspondence for this month. Awesome. And we don't have committees assigned yet because we're going to work on that this meeting. And we also have no old business because we're here at the beginning of the year. So next up, while we're still waiting for Deb, is the renewal for the professional services agreement with Indiana Landmarks. So this contract kind of specifically covers our relationship with Deb Parcell and Indiana Landmarks. LaPorte has had this partnership for a number of years. There she is. It's really valuable to have the expertise and input from Indiana Landmarks as well as their support and time. For those of you that don't know, Indiana Landmarks is the second largest preservation organization in the country, so we're really lucky to have them.
Who are we second to?
The National Park System.
We're the largest not-for-profit.
Not for, well, thank you, Deb.
So,
Next time do that off the record,
Okay.
man, okay?
we want credit.
Deb, are there any major changes to the contract from the previous year?
No,
And is the cost the same? It's
yes,
4,500?
yep, same as before. Exactly the same.
So it's $4,500 for the year. We get the professional services of Indiana Landmarks. And then also covered is our memberships. We all have individual memberships to Indiana Landmarks with that as well, which is nice. Because then we have access to all of the classes that they offer all over the state.
Yeah, so I think I calculated it was like 7 memberships last year, so if that's the same, that's accurate.
Yeah.
If
that
we can
sounds
keep
right.
7 people.
Yes, assuming you have 7 people, right.
We just, when you guys are satisfied with the contract. Again, I just need someone to make a motion to approve or have a conversation about the contract.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
Thank you, Peter. Peter makes a motion to approve the agreement for professional services from Indiana Landmarks for an additional year. Do I have a second?
Second.
Fonda makes a second. All in favor of maintaining our relationship with Indiana Landmarks and approving the agreement for professional services, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Welcome back, Deb.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to pick some dates for our two educational workshops for the year. I would love someone to also maybe volunteer to kind of head up leading those this year so that I'm not also doing that. We did talk about doing a Windows. We're going to partner with Preserve Historic LaPorte and work really closely with the city media manager to make sure that we're doing a better job of letting our, like letting the citizens of LaPorte know that we have these classes coming up so we can get some better attendance this year. Comments?
No, I think that's good. And generally, windows really draw people,
Yeah.
so usually not a problem. As long as that word gets out there, I think you'll
I
have
feel like
plenty of people.
Windows is
so.
an obvious, we also talked about maybe doing something about helping historic homeowners prepare for infrastructure projects.
Okay.
Is that something that we could do kind of like before May?
If you can figure out who to teach that one, that's one
I'll have to
I've
think about that.
I've not seen done, so I
Well,
don't have
because
them
we
that comes
have,
to mind right off.
all the lead pipe stuff that's happening.
Right,
And then
right.
LaPorte has so much infrastructure work happening right now, especially on Indiana Avenue, and everyone's clutching their pearls about it. And I know a lot of advocacy has already happened to, make sure the work is being done in a manner that protects our structures. But I think a lot of the concern is like, what can I do to protect my own? Do I tape my windows? Do I need to photograph features of my home?
It might be something that Todd might be able to speak on that. I can
Okay.
talk to him about that.
Is anyone opposed to that being one of our classes?
No, I like it. And you also mentioned, I think, if you're going to have your water main or whatever you call it, your water pipe to your house upgraded, it'd be a good time to maybe think about fixing some of the pipes in your house, right? Because they might be lead or something bad.
Right. And it's a good time to do it when your water is shut off. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Well, just a question about that. Is that something that someone who has some knowledge of the timeline of the project would also need to provide information on?
I'm sure we could certainly ask someone to kind of tag along.
Because, there's a schedule, so like if you were going to do anything with your water, like you're going to want to do that. Like, timing could be a consideration, so I just wondered.
Sure.
Just a question.
So are you just talking about the project with the replacing of the city-based water lines or the Indiana Avenue project?
Just if you're on Indiana Ave, then that would be a concern, I would think.
I could I need to talk to the city about the water pipe replacement project anyway, because I want to know what's going on in my own front yard. But, yeah, that would be, like, if we knew more about the timing of that, that might be. But you're saying because of Indiana, you want to do it before May.
Yeah, so, and the Indiana Avenue in the Indiana Avenue project is being managed, I don't remember the name of the, like, the company, but it's a state project. It's not the city. So the city has had influence and input in the project. But it's really this is a state level project because it's a highway. And I wouldn't even know where to start if we need to just ask them if they want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to do some research
Yeah.
to see who that is.
Okay.
but Yeah, I think we can find some people for that.
This project is going to be long. But I think if we get something in front of our, our residents before they start digging up the road, because they're just really taking up sidewalks now. Like, the tree removal starts, I think, next week. But everyone's already really well informed about what's happening to their trees. Oh, and man, are their opinions. Okay, so do you want to pick a day for windows? Maybe you can pick it.
Oh, of course, my calendar is asleep, so hang on a second here.
Maybe like summertime?
Yeah, I think probably want to get out to June or
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
beyond.
June or July.
So I think there's a number of, Saturdays are usually good because most of the trades training workshops in South Bend do not happen on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
So, and most people are available on Saturdays. So like maybe one of the first few weeks in June on a Saturday. Oh my goodness, this is slow.
We're in a black
Oh.
hole here.
We must be. It is not connecting. Anyway, I want to say, I was just trying to put some dates together for Logansport for their window workshop, and they haven't picked, so if you guys pick first, you get it. It runs in my mind the first 2 Saturdays in June, the second Saturday in July, or the first 2 Saturdays in August. We're all free. So,
Anybody opposed to June 14th?
June 14th, okay.
Okay. So June 14th windows. And that gives us, and then we're going to work on homeowners.
Yeah, let me talk.
Infrastructure.
I'm meeting with Todd about window workshop actually on Friday, so let me talk to him.
And then.
But you'd like to do that before May or
I
by
mean,
May?
I would like to, I think the sooner the better.
Okay.
Especially because there's still just a lot of misinformation about the project kind of being passed around and a lot of I almost feel like fear mongering, and I think that we can do our part in just helping people kind of take ownership of protecting
Right.
their home and how to, because these projects like that are going to start taking place all over the city.
Right.
And so, it's not, we're not limiting it to just Indiana Avenue residents.
Right.
The Windows project, do you think we can charge an admission for that?
I think we should, yeah.
Should we let PHLP kind of take the lead on how much to charge for that?
And-
Okay.
Yeah, and since they've got Eventbrite, they
Yeah.
could set that up
Okay.
and deal with the money end of it, so. But I
Great.
think we should.
Anyone opposed? Sweet. Way to go, guys. Okay. Committee member assignments. So we've got kind of our education classes pending here. And we'll have good support from PHLP for that window workshop. And then, Fawn, if it's all right with you, when we get a firmer date for how to get your house ready to be worked on, maybe we could use the Exchange again, because it's such a awesome building. So the only other big committee that we need to cover is Sunflower Fair. Thank you, Krista. Krista's gonna, yeah. Of course, again, the expectation is that everybody spends a little bit of time at the Sunflower Fair. We will break up shifts in the booth, but, yeah, my favorite thing is when it's fun, because our only job is to make friends at the Sunflower Fair.
Yes.
Okay? All right, awesome. Are there any other committees that we need to, nope, okay. So dates for continuing education events. Deb, do you know the dates for the Preserving Historic Places Conference?
And you would ask me on the time that my calendar's not working. It is the end of September. There's a week at the end of September that also goes into October. So if we look at that, it's that week. 'Cause
September 29th.
yes, so it'll start on the 30th with camp and that training. So as many of you as can get there, that would be great, especially if you take the CLG scholarships. That's part of that, so please go. And then the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will be the conference in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, so it's in Fort Wayne this year. Bruce and I were lucky enough to go, along with Deb, to beautiful Madison, Indiana last year, and it was, I learned so much. Bruce and I made some fantastic connections, and helping kind of how to dig out some facts about LaPorte history. And it was also like super motivating, and a really diverse group of people from around Indiana that are invested in preservation in their towns. And so that was really awesome. So I have been working with, I've mentioned to the mayor that I would love it if we could get everybody there this year. And he was very positive about figuring out how to help us pay for that so that we could all go.
That would be great, yeah.
Let's see, are there any other education stuff coming up?
Nothing in particular. There's always the things that are offered by the NAPC that you get to attend for free. Tomorrow there's one on neon signs, which I think ought to be really fun. And remember that if you do sign up, it's free, and as long as you register ahead of time, you can log back on later on and watch the recording. So if you don't want to spend time or you don't have time for an hour during the day, it's easy to catch up with it later in an evening or a weekend.
Where do
So
we find these at?
these, well, actually, yeah, you would have that because you're a member of the commission. So anyone who's a member of the commission would find these. It's napc.com, I think. So that's the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions.
Okay.
And everyone on a commission in a town that is a certified local government is automatically able to register, and they send you a code.
Okay,
So,
great.
and if you can't find it, just shoot me an email.
Okay, I'm Krista, by the way.
Okay, I
Since you
read
weren't
your
at the
name.
last meeting.
No, I was not. I was stuck in Georgia, couldn't get back. So, yeah, those are coming up, and we'll do a couple continuing education here during the meeting, during the year, so we'll get you up to date on some of that stuff, probably covering some of the stuff that they have done on NAPC, because they are just so big into educating right now, and some really good topics there.
Shh. Okay, CLG biannual report update. Is that you, David?
Yeah, just really quickly, so we got a little bit of an extended deadline this time. We got until May 2nd.
Yay.
I'll take it. So we got a little bit of an extended deadline until May 2nd on getting everything together, which probably about 60, 70% done. Just need to get the rest of the events compiled together. And the only thing is, I think it asked for 2024, and our National Register nomination was in 2023, so we just can't put it, I guess. Because they ask you for 2024 only, even though it's for 2 years, they picked that 1 year. So, I don't know. take it how you want.
Jeannie said that she will lead the 2 workshops. Okay. So are you saying that we need to have our 2, what do we need to have done by May?
Really, all we need is just the resumes and the events, list of events and accomplishments and.
Okay. So we need resumes for the people that joined in 24.
2024.
Okay, so that's April, Peter,
I did mine.
you did yours, yay. Did April, when she was on, did she? I'll ask her, okay. And Lexi, right? Because Krista's 25.
So it's just the current commission members,
For 25?
or basically now,
Okay.
yeah,
You can use the one that I've already turned in, right?
yeah,
Okay.
that's all they need.
So Krista, we need a resume,
Okay.
basically saying why you are qualified to be on the Historic Preservation Commission.
Isn't
and it can
isn't
be-
it just so that you're a member of LaPorte?
Yeah, it can be, I'm enthusiastic
Yeah,
about
I
old
was gonna say,
houses.
yeah. I
That
love
will be
old houses
sufficient.
and I live here.
But I'm like, with your
Yeah.
education and degrees, that,
Yeah.
you know. Okay. Anything from our visitors today? Any announcements?
I did think of one more thing that
Sure.
is actually continuing education as well as an announcement. Last year, we did a couple of those commission roundtables in various locations. Moderate interest, but not quite what we were hoping for. So we're kind of revamping those a little bit. We're only going to have 2 of them this year. And the first one is not far away. It's going to be in New Carlisle at the Old Republic. And so it will be on May 29th. Don't know the time for sure, but pretty much right after work, I think. And so what we plan to do for this one and for the next one is to pick a building that we at Indiana Landmarks have been involved with in some way and kind of have an open house where you can tour the house. We're going to have some food. And then we're going to have a speaker and try to keep it fairly short. The topic for this one is going to be new infill construction in historic districts. And Kurt Garner's going to talk to us about that. And then we'll probably try and do a little case study so you guys can review one from another community and see how you would handle it. But just hopefully something where you're going to be able to mingle with other people more, interact, and not so much just sitting and taking in information. Education is part of it, but networking is a big part too. So I think it's going to be really fun. I mean, they've done a great job, and they built a new carriage house garage behind their historic house. So talking about how that project tied in and what they were looking at when they designed it. Kurt started the design on it, and then it went on to other people and was modified and then finally built. But, you know, just figuring out what those things are that are important that make it fit in. So keep that in mind, May 29th. So more info to come, but just keep that in the back of your mind.
That's going to be super. I'm excited for that. But, you know, adaptive reuse is like one of my favorite things. All right. Is there anything else for the good of the commission?
Yes.
Oh, Fonda, I'm sorry. We never even talked about do we need to talk about Treasury? I'm sorry.
Well, we can. So this is the restricted fund that we talk about
Mhm.
occasionally, so,
This-
just so you know.
the
the
Easter egg
balance
fund.
is-
He's like, microphone.
Well, he's trying to signal to someone who doesn't see that well, so I need more, I need more. No, the balance in the fund is $4,182.09. So we've already had we had an expenditure of $194 to cover the coloring book, which might be, I don't know if we want to do that as a committee, or Bruce will take care of that again for raising donations for the coloring book.
I think that's Bruce's
Yeah.
project, so we're gonna let that continue to be his baby.
Yeah, so, that's what we have.
Okay. I'm sorry that I skipped you before. I apologize. Peter, you had something?
Yeah, the NAPC website is napcommissions.org, if you wrote it down like I did.
Thank you. I thought it was something a little different, but I couldn't say for sure. So thank you for looking that up.
Thanks, Peter. All right. Anything else? Can I have someone please motion to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Peter motions to adjourn the meeting on February 19th, 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Ooh, we got a couple of seconds. We'll give that one to Krista. All in favor of adjourning the City of LaPorte Historic Preservation Commission meeting for Wednesday, February 19th, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned at 5:57 PM.